Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey guys, I've happen to have a bunch of emails of people like wanting me to really get in depth of what I do here at Obsolete Video Services, especially like what I do for like my own collection. Okay, what I'm about to talk about to you guys now is something I do for my own collection. I do it for customers if it's requested, but it would be very expensive on your part and very time consuming because it takes a long time to do this type of video restoration. Basically, I do video restoration from my own master videotapes that I collect. I always look for stuff on television movie horror hosts, like from the late '60s, early '70s. I'm finding an awful lot of things that I like to add into my own collection. But a lot of times when you're finding video footage, and it's on master tapes like 3/4-matic or 1-inch Betacam SP, no matter what it is, if they're broadcast tapes, or they are first generation, the original source, no matter what tape it is, you could probably do it also from a digital source. Say it came from a master DVD. It just depends on the source, and I like to go first generation if possible, or master tape if possible. All right, I've been mastering a lot of my stuff to ProRes, which goes directly to SD cards, such as those in ProRes, which is standard definition, high quality standard definition to ProRes. And what happens is, once you get them on those ProRes cards, it's the best of the best. ProRes is the best in the industry. It's what's used right now in television production and television stations around the world. ProRes is a very, very high quality video file for editing and production work. Well, we are able to make ProRes files to SD cards directly from the original masters if possible. In my case, I have an awful lot of masters that were done on Betacam SP, 3/4-matic, especially the stuff I did when I was in Chicago. I did a lot of master work to Betacam SP, like the Svengoolie show with Jerry G. Bishop from 1973. I recovered 8 quad 2-inch tapes. I did a lot of quad transfers during that time, but I recovered a lot of master 2-inch quad tapes, such in case the Svengoolie show I did back that was from 1973. All right, as you know, guys, when you go directly from like a master tape, whatever it is, or a first generation copy, we now have the tools to do some pretty amazing remaster. Basically, we can make your videos look really good for a final master. But it's time consuming. It is expensive if I do it. It takes like a whole day to render something. It's very time consuming. So anyways, we go everything ProRes standard definition, high quality file, which is the best of the best for standard definition you can really do. And then we go to SD, which is SD card. So if it's a 3/4-matic, 1-inch tape, no matter. If it's very, very rare and it's a broadcast recording, in my case, television movie horror host, and various other late 60s and early 70s programs that I collect of interest, I'm going to start working on my collection. This is something I do basically for myself. If a customer does request this, it's very expensive, but I can do it. But it's an all-day affair on files, depending how long they are. All right, let's discuss what Obsolete Video Services does for his own personal collection. And when people ask me for things, we master for first-generation broadcast recordings, or whatever the master would be from a broadcast tape. In my case, a lot of my stuff was from 2-inch quad to Betacam SP to ProRes file SD cards, and now let's talk about what I'm going to be doing with some of my stuff. As you can see, we are now doing what's called ProRes 4K cleanup rendering. What this software does is absolutely insane. I mean, literally insane. When you take a ProRes into this type of software and it's from a master recording, especially when I go direct to direct of everything I do, I don't like dealing with old tapes that are like 4 or 5 generations or from VHSs. You could do it on anything you really want, but I like to deal with broadcast tapes, first generation, whatever I could get my hands on. when I'm doing a transfer, whatever it might be, 1-inch Betacam SP, whatever. If it's anything of interest for my collection, we can go to directly into software for 4K rendering. And what this does is I can make a 4K master. And basically what it does is it's an amazing, when you're going off broadcast recordings, if it's tape formats and you get it to a ProRes file, when you take it into this step, it's called 4K remaster rendering. Now I want you to take a look at the video on the left. This is from the Betacam SP from the quad tape, 2-inch tape. You wouldn't know this unless you look at the images side by side. But this is Betacam SP, and it's the original video. It's blurry. It's got a lot of video noise in the picture. It's got, dropout glitches, black lines, various different things in the video that, like I said, and it's a Betacam SP from a 2-inch quad. It looks great for the time, for what we did to it. I mean, we took it from a 2-inch quad, 400 lines of resolution, to like a Betacam SP, which is like 600, 700 lines, which is what we did at that time in the early 90s to remaster the Svengoolie masters. Now, when you take a look at it in 4K after it's been ProRes into this software, the cleanup of the noise and the image tweaks and everything else makes this broadcast master look absolutely phenomenal compared to the original recording. When the side by side, if you guys can see this on a like a flat screen, high definition television, it would blow your mind. The video quality is insane from left to right. If you look at the broadcast master to the left, it's kind of blurred out. Tons and tons of video noise. Like, you could see it in the image from the crappy way it was recorded in a studio in Chicago. They had a 2-inch quad. It wasn't a very good transfer. The signal wasn't the best, but when I transferred off to Betacam SP, we got it the best that could be possibly done with the type of tapes that they were using. Now we could go into 4K and make them look better than anything anybody's ever seen. So yes, guys, we do what's called 4K restoration rendering. You have tools that you can actually remove the crap, and it actually makes it look like the video was shot today in crystal clear quality images, and it's just mind-blowing. Well, this is what I do for my personal collection of my personal broadcast masters that I have in my collection. We're now able to go directly from any type of broadcast format, no matter what it is. But if it's a master tape, even if it's a 1-inch, 2-inch, depending, what it was, say it was a 1-inch transferred down to a 3/4 inch, they're still in the broadcast realm. And even if it was a 3/4 Yamatic and it's transferred to a 1-inch or a 2-inch to a Betacam SP, those are all relatively in the realm of still awesome generation quality to be able to work with when you go into 4K restoration. Now this is insane because it takes all day on an hour video in 4K, but like 24 hour, I mean, it's ridiculous, the file size. But what you can do with 4K cleanup is insane. It takes a look at your video, and what it does is everything that does not belong there, it removes. Glitches, dropouts, black dropouts in this particular software. And then what it does is it sharpens everything back up to where it belongs. If you notice his face, it's all kind of washed out. But when you go over here, take a look at his face, it's crystal clear. It's amazing what this software does. But when you're dealing with master broadcast tapes in a studio environment like I am, we're going to make the best masters anybody's ever seen, because we go directly from master tapes into the studio, into ProRes, direct ProRes files, which are unbelievable master files that television studios use today, directly from the original broadcast videotapes. And then I could take my personal collection into ProRes and actually 4K the crap out of them. It's better than the original recording. It's absolutely sick, especially when tapes in the 70s, most videotapes were blurry due to cameras and everything else. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you guys a little project I'm working on my own broadcast master work, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.